Breaking news, Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Rashee Rice has been sentenced to 30 days of jail time and 5 years probation, dating back to an arrest that happened in Dallas County in the 2024 offseason. Welcome in to this special edition of the Kansas City Chiefs Report, powered by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us. Let's get you the details coming from ESPN's Adam Schefter just a few moments ago, who posted the following on X. ESPN sources: a Dallas County judge just sentenced Chiefs wide receiver Rashee Rice to 5 years probation and 30 days of jail time that can be served during those 5 years, stemming for his role in a multi-car crash in Dallas during the 2024 offseason. Now that the judge has ruled, the NFL can expedite its disciplinary process, and Rice is likely to receive a multi-game suspension. More from Schefty. Rashee Rice also received deferred adjudication, so if he completes his probation successfully, the case will be dismissed. Now, there's a lot to unpack here, all right? Let's go through some of the fine details of this situation and the implications that we're talking about when it comes to Rashee Rice here. The 30-day jail sentence, I'm shocked by this, by the way. I didn't think he was actually going to get jail time. That's a whole other discussion that I'll dive into in just a moment. But the 30-day jail sentence does not mean he's going to jail tomorrow. It just has to be served sometime in the next 5 years, and he can choose how he wants to serve the 30-day jail sentence. So he could go there for a week at a time over the next 5 years and space this out and basically be like visiting a Motel 6, essentially. That's what we're looking at with Rashee Rice, that this is not an immediate thing. So I would not expect this to impact his time on the football field. A suspension would. More on the suspension here in just a second. Jail time seems a bit excessive, if I'm going to be honest with you. I thought that this would be kind of taken care of with community service or maybe, house arrest or a big fine of sorts. Jail time for this seems like a lot. And maybe if Rashee Rice was at a different point in his career where he was making more money, as bad as it may sound, he may have gotten out of it easier and had a better lawyer or whatever it may be. But jail time just seems like a lot. Now, let me be clear. Let me be crystal clear when I say this. I am not justifying anything that he's done. What Rashee Rice did was 100% wrong. There is no excuse for the actions of his behavior. And we know that these actions have consequences for the mistakes you made. And with that said, though, this is still over the top. And now we're looking at, okay, you got the jail sentence, you got the probation. What could be next as far as the other implications we're talking about here? You heard Schefty say that a suspension is coming from the NFL, and this is a different process than what they've done in the past when it comes to these suspensions. The NFL changed up things where they do not give out suspensions prior to the legal process playing itself out. They've learned that lesson the hard way one too many times. But Jeff Schwartz is saying that he expects about a 4 to 6 game suspension for Rashee Rice. Some people are saying it could be as many as 8 to 10 games. And then the other factor is, okay, Rashee Rice is entering year 3. We're getting close to getting to the point of talking about a contract extension. Now that this has gone on, does that change things for the Kansas City Chiefs? Now that we're looking at actual jail time here, could they say to themselves, yeah, no, we're better off without Rashee Rice long term? That's another question that now they have to ask themselves here. So let's ask you guys, what's your one-word reaction to the Rashee Rice news? I'll give you my one-word reaction coming up in a moment, but want to hear from you guys first. Sound off in the comments and let us know. Folks, this is why you subscribe to the Kansas City Chiefs Report. When news breaks, we bring you a video as quick as we can. We got our resources out as fast as possible to get you the YouTube short and then the instant reaction with the news and analysis on this situation. Doesn't matter if things are good or bad. We're going to cover it all here on the Kansas City Chiefs Report. And the best part about it, it's 100% free. Doesn't cost you a thing. YouTube.com/ChiefsTV to subscribe for free. Let's get at least 20 subs off today's video. Stay up to date. We'll let you know if we get any further updates on this situation as it continues here on the Kansas City Chiefs Report. Subscribe now. My one-word reaction is brutal. In reality, of all the potential scenarios here, this is likely the worst case scenario of the way things could have played out for Rashee Rice to get this 30-day jail sentence, the probation, and then on top of that, a suspension on the way. There was a point in time where we were discussing, hey, could they potentially move on from things and him not be suspended at all? But now that's pretty much guaranteed to happen. And this is another setback for Rashee Rice. He just got healthy after having that injury last season. He looked so good in the first 4 games of 2024, putting up statistics that made him look like a top 10 wideout. He gets healthy. We heard how good he looked in the offseason program and how well he was gelling with Patrick Mahomes in private workouts in Texas. And now here we are, and we're saying to ourselves, great. Now it's more time, potentially without Rashee Rice here, with this suspension coming. And we likely won't see him back on the football field for a while at this point. Now, the silver lining is that they've been through this before. They got to the Super Bowl last year without him, so this isn't unfamiliar territory, but it's still not ideal. The main key, I think, for the Kansas City Chiefs, what you can say to yourselves as a positive of being through this without Rashee Rice is that, hey, you know how to work through this circumstance. The offense wasn't pretty without Rashee Rice last year by any stretch of the imagination, and it took Xavier Worthy a while to really get going and define himself. And I think what you're saying is, okay, if we get Rashee back when it counts, and the main thing is that he's out there in December and January, then you can work through this. Just like what we talk about with Travis Kelce of, hey, he might go through the regular season going through the motions here, but when it actually counts, when the games do matter, that Kelce steps up in the postseason. And so that's kind of what you're hoping for with Rashee Rice, that, hey, it sucks that he's not here right now, but if he can get through this and if he can stay healthy, if we have him when it matters, then things are going to be okay. This isn't something the Chiefs can't overcome. All right? This is not ideal by any stretch of the imagination, but it isn't something that they can find themselves stuck in where this is going to hold them back. Every one of their goals for this upcoming season to win the AFC, to get the number 1 seed, home field advantage, get back to the Super Bowl, all of that does not change after this suspension today. That's good news. Rashee Rice, from what we've seen, has been really good. The Chiefs' second leading receiver in 2023, a Super Bowl champion, had an outstanding rookie season, and he was great in the postseason as well, with 23 catches, the most ever by a rookie in Kansas City there in 2023. His numbers in his rookie season were really good. 7 touchdowns, 938 yards. And then last year, it was real apparent that in the first 4 games that he was becoming the number 1 target for Patrick Mahomes. The offense was shifting. It was no longer the passing game run through Travis Kelce, that it was being run through Rashee Rice. With the extreme production he was putting up in those first 4 games, he looked like he was well on his way. And the offense totally changed when Rashee Rice went down. Another thing to keep in mind, too, Rashee Rice entering year 3 at this point. He was not a first-round pick, so he is not eligible for a 5th-year option. How does this impact his extension? Now, here's another thing. Because he's on probation here, you would think in theory, he should be on good behavior over the next 5 years. You would hope that's the case. And so if you're the Kansas City Chiefs, maybe he moves past this and grows from it, and it's a stumbling block along the way, but he learns from it, and you go from here and you sign him an extension, and he sticks around, assuming he plays at a high level and he shows some good character here. But with this going on and with the injuries that he's endured, I think it's a legit question now. Is he worth the headache going forward long term? And then also at the negotiating table, with him having these legal fees and these other things going on here, Rashee Rice might not be within the Chiefs' budget of things. He might be looking for the bag and say, look, I got these things to take care of. I need to go make every bit of money I can, and I can't take a discount to stay with the Kansas City Chiefs. That's another possibility that could have an impact on a potential long-term deal for Rashee Rice as well. Should the Chiefs still extend Rashee Rice? Would you like to see him beyond his rookie contract? Weigh in and let us know. Y for yes, in for no. Chime in the comments section and let me know what you think. We got an insane deal, folks, for you. Chiefs hoodies are on sale now. They were $55. Now they're just $33, folks. It is quite the deal that we're offering here. And the link is in the second paragraph of today's video is where you can find this. And we have all their Chiefs merchandise also at that same link that you can see for yourself. I know it's a little warm outside for a hoodie, but this is short sleeve, and you can wear it pretty soon from right now, folks. You'll be thanking yourself later when you get this now. Go check it out today. Link is in the comments and description of today's video to get this hoodie as well as other Chiefs merchandise. Check it out now. You'll be glad you did. All right, back to the football field for 2024 as we're kind of wrapping up. Final thoughts. Pressure's on Xavier Worthy now. Xavier Worthy had his own problems this offseason too. Need a hot start from Xavier Worthy. He is now the number one option. Assuming that Rashee Rice isn't going to play at the start of the season. It's not Travis. It's not Hollywood Brown. Now the passing game is going to run through Xavier Worthy like it did at the second half of last season. And I can't have him coming out of the gate slow. I need a lot from Xavier Worthy immediately. Also, I know I said earlier that when it comes to Travis Kelce, that the hope is, hey, he just shows up when it comes playoff time. Kelce, can you give me a little vintage Kelce, at least in the first few weeks of the season? Can you give me a little something just to help this team get by in those first few weeks? Because they have a tough schedule to open up this season. All in all, this team's going to be fine. This is not great. This is not ideal, but they will get through this. I don't think it stands in the way of any of their goals going forward from here. But this still sucks. And it's something that they're going to have to overcome. But we've seen with the Kansas City Chiefs, they've been through these situations before. And I think that they were prepared for this possibility. And now let's see them go forward from here. For continuing Chiefs coverage, subscribe now to the Kansas City Chiefs Report, youtube.com/ChiefsTV. I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.